Hello, everyone, and welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. I'm thrilled to be here with Sugahgee. Sugahgee and I met online, actually, but we are also neighbors, I believe, only a few blocks from each other. And it's beautiful to have you in this community and in my community. I'm very honored to have you in both places. So with that, please, Sugahgee, introduce yourself and tell everyone, how do you shed your light in the world?
Sure. Thank you so much, Melanie, for having me. Every time we share space, it's so full of light and just positive energy. And like we said, time goes by so fast. So I am super honored also to share space with you. So I really appreciate having me here. So my name is Sugahgee. I am a nurse of 15 years turned nurse coach. So my story revolves around an experience that happened to me while working in the emergency room as a frontline nurse about 4 years ago. I ended up burning out really badly, taking away all the coping mechanisms that we normally lean on to keep us in automatic mode during COVID. I ended up burning out and being off of work for 4 months. And that experience, as I'm sure a lot of the people in this group know, when you have an experience where you're forced to take a time out, it's oftentimes an opportunity to really pause and reflect and reassess what's going right, what's going wrong. So I had 4 months to do that. And I realized, one, that I was functioning on autopilot and I wasn't really intentional with my life. And two, as nurses, we're constantly giving comes very naturally to caregivers, nurses, healthcare workers, moms, even. And it's hard to take time out and pause and think about, what is this sustainable? Am I pouring into myself? Is this the way that I want to continue living? Is this sustainable for me? So that's kind of what made me realize that I want to connect with caregivers in a way that sees them as a human rather than vital signs and numbers and labs and medicine. And so that's kind of what led me to my coaching practice. I love seeing people as a whole. In terms of how do I shine my light, I have a gift to really see a person, which is kind of why I became a coach in the first place. I wanted to see the human as a whole person, not just their physicality, not just their mental state, not just their emotional or mental health. We are all mind, body, soul connection is a real thing. And oftentimes in the Western world, it's only addressing one. And so shedding my light is giving people space to show up as a whole, however they show up. Yeah.
And I got to experience that with your coaching. You were so generous in providing coaching sessions for me and really working on blockages and limitations and eliminating those. So I really got to see that for myself. What do you see the most in your practice when you're working with people?
The biggest thing that I see over and over again is that we within ourselves, we already know the answer. Always, every time. And it's that autopilot that I mentioned before that keeps us almost blinded, or kind of almost, I always use the analogy of like a horse with like side, I don't know the word for it, but having these side vision things. So you're always on autopilot. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, always very much in the 3D. And the only trick is to pause and take ourselves out of the fight or flight, or the constant mode of to do, so that we can pause and actually be able to access this knowing that we all have, because we really all do have it. If you have consciousness, you have a knowing, period.
Right.
So I think that's basically the most common theme that I see with all my clients throughout the board.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. How do you use it in your coaching then once you're realizing the potential within them and they're connecting to it? What's next?
So with coaching, it really comes down to having being able to read the person in front of you and ask them questions that will invite them in a gentle and safe way to um, take a moment to access their heart.
Mm.
And a lot of times it results in big aha moments of like, oh, gosh, I knew that. I've always known that. I guess I've never really thought about like this, or I've never connected these two things together. I didn't know that, my disconnection with my family is related to my disconnection with myself and being in work mode and not honoring myself oftentimes. And so once we come to these conclusions, this is the part where we put a plan in place to go from where you are to how do we get you to access this part of you on a consistent and sustainable way so that the gap between where you are and where you want to be becomes this. And that's how a coach helps clients get to their goals, in essence.
That's beautiful. What sort of tools and offers do you have that people can connect with you on and get to know you?
Sure. So you asked me about how do people get in contact with me?
Mhm.
Okay. So the most transformative tool that I offer is one-on-one coaching. And actually have about 3, maybe 4 slots left in July. So if anyone is interested in this group specifically that wants to take advantage, I am offering 2 free sessions for them. So they're definitely more than welcome. I'll attach links below, but you can definitely book one session. We'll book the second one on our first session. So that's the method that's most transformative and most powerful, in my opinion, because it's one-on-one time. It's very specific to the person. I have also a ton of other resources. I've created a journal actually. And this one's specific for nurses because, that's my background, my specialty. I actually have, this is my copy that I'm using right now, but this is what the journal looks like. And it's full of affirmations and see the list of affirmations here. And like this one, I trust myself to handle whatever comes my way one moment at a time.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. It's okay to
Love
rest. I am still worthy when I pause.
that.
So and it has like coloring books and things like that. So I will also attach a link to my journal. It's a really great tool. I find I'm using mine right now, obviously, to take us away from the blinders to what's actually inside. That's the whole point of that tool. I also have an incredible Facebook group. We're having constant discussions and conversations about self-care. Boundaries is a huge thing we talk about. How do you protect your energy? What does protecting your energy even look like? What does it look like to honor yourself and not move forward in life from a 3D kind of survival mode and moving that to a self-honoring point of moving forward. And I also have an Instagram account. I have a newsletter that I send out. All these links, don't worry, I'll have it in the comments. But I have a ton of paid resources. I also have a ton of free resources. I have a lot of meditations on YouTube that are also free and accessible for people. So my coaching is built on giving and caring, because at the end of the day, that's why I became a nurse for 15 years. That's why I decided to be a coach. Is it really fills my own cup to be able to give to my community. And so everything that I do is based on that.
That's so beautiful and so generous of you to offer that as well to everyone. That's really lovely. And I think that those resources are also incredible for everyone watching and even more relevant in the healthcare industry, but definitely will be applicable to so many that are watching for sure. Yeah. I think it's beautiful, the path that you're on and that you're taking everybody on. That's really, really lovely. A
Thank you.
question I always ask everyone is, what is one conscious love to you? What comes up when you get that question?
One conscious love. I think the building block of love is always self-love. We as humans cannot give love to others and give love to humanity as a collective unless we can love ourselves and not judge ourselves and be kind to ourselves and honor ourselves. And so when I think of one conscious love, I think of I see a cup that's overflowing to give to others.
That's beautiful. I love that. Yes, definitely a big component of it is that self-appreciation and being able to give more generously.
Yeah,
I love the overflowing cup.
Yes.
I love that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Anything else you wanted to share with everyone watching?
Yeah, if you're someone who's a caregiver, it's very easy to move forward and from a space of giving because it comes very naturally and easily to us. And I want to leave listeners with just one question. And the question is that if you looked 5 years down your life and you continued on this path, is it sustainable? And where do you see yourself down the road 5 years from now if this continues? What is the cost of living your life as it is? And what is the cost of making a change?
That's beautiful. Let's that resonate with everyone for a minute here. I think that's a really beautiful question and introspection. And they could write it down in your journal and get started with
Yes. Totally.
I love it. So we'll make sure that all the links are in the comments so it's easy for you guys to find it. Thank you so much for being here, Sugahgee. Such a pleasure to have you and to just share you with this beautiful community. I'm very thrilled that you were able to do that.
Thank you so much, Melanie, for having me. Honestly, I love any opportunity to share space with you. You're my peoples. And obviously the people here are my peoples because listen.
Yes.
So I appreciate
Yes.
you and everyone here.
Beautiful. Well, thank you everyone for watching. And I know you'll be back on the other workshops, other events, because it's just so wonderful. Thank you for being here. And thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys soon.